So finally the review of the final friendly game against West Bromwich Albion. A long one. I've got all my notes here about the game and the goals and information that happened in the game to talk about. It's going to be a long one, so sit back, relax. I probably don't relax after that performance, but losing 4-0 was quite a painful defeat for a friendly, but it was only a friendly. So I've got ratings for all the players, including the ones who came off the bench. So we'll start from the back line. In goal, we had Sanchez, who got a 4.5 for me, made multiple mistakes and really looked all over the place in this match. Made way too many mistakes, and I think he was quite lucky to get a 5.5 from the Birmingham Mail. And a majority of people are in fact saying they don't want him at the club and they want him sent back, which isn't going to be great for his confidence. But after that performance, I don't think there's any backing him up. Colin gets a 5.5 from me. He went missing at times, but was clearly playing wing back and trying to bomb on down the wing when he didn't need to, because Sanchez was there doing that same job further down the wing, and he wasn't really required to do that job. 5.5 also going to Mark Roberts. I thought he made a couple of mistakes with his feet, with passing, and between him and Sanchez, it looks like there could be a few errors between those two passing it about. And you've got Harley Dean gets a 6. I thought Dean was more solid and was one of the most solid players at the back. He had the ball at his feet, played some nice balls and made some nice runs and did some good tackling. So I think he played quite well and deserved a 6. Pedersen gets a 6 from me. He looked better down the wings and kind of played a little bit further back. And as Bella didn't play as well as Sanchez for me, I think that Pedersen kind of helped that role, but didn't put as many balls into the middle as he did against Northampton. Sanchez getting man of the match, a 6.5 rating from me. I thought Sanchez made the most opportunities. He came off after 65 minutes, and I thought at that point he was one of the better players on the pitch. He was still creating opportunities, he still was showing his pace, and he was running rings round Clark, who was playing centre-half for West Bromwich Albion. A 6 to Woods. I thought he played quite well, other than a pretty horrendous mistake losing the ball for one of the goals, which we'll talk about later. Gardner gets a 5.5. Bella gets a 6. Juki gets a 6. And I think Lekko was lucky to get a 5 from me. I think I may have overrated him at a 5. I thought he was shocking as well. Chong, Anik and Hogan all got 6s coming off the bench, and Friend couldn't get one because he came on with less than 10 minutes to go. Also, Roberts came off with 7 minutes to go in the game. That might be one to watch out for if you are playing Gaffer and fantasy football, because Roberts possibly injured his groin as he was holding it as he was coming off and looked a bit injured. Also, Hogan took a knock less than a minute after coming on, but he survived the final 25 minutes, so he probably is all right, but one to also watch out for there. First half, so straight into the review, first half was pretty even. I would say even, possibly slightly Blues on top. I thought we played quite well in that first half, and two main shots that happened. One was to them, one was to us. Sanchez dragged one wide. He did a really nice run down the wing, rings round Clark again at this point, and put the ball in, across into the middle. He ran and got past the defence and dragged it just wide of the post. Probably should have got it on target, but he missed the target, and the rest is history there. He obviously didn't score. And a save by Sanchez from Grant, I think it was. He had a lengthy shot from far out and he nearly put it into the side of the goal. So he nearly scored, and Sanchez made a save. So that was one of his very little amount of saves he did in this game. In the second half, obviously, Dean Garner scored a goal, the first goal. It was bad move by Sanchez. He didn't come off his line. Then he came off his line too late and ended up making a mistake, which ended in the goal because it was more of an open net than anything. Then after that, Sanchez kind of improved. He made a save about a minute later with his foot. I think it was from a winger. I'm unsure who, but he made a save with his foot, which was going in the bottom corner, so it was a good save there. He seems to be better on impact saves than easier saves, I would say, and the easier things, such as coming off the line, he seems less confident with and not as with it as other keepers, so he doesn't come out for things. But then when he does come out for things, he panics and looks like he doesn't know what he's doing, kind of. Then we're on to the second goal. Was a goal mouth scramble and a header by Clark, where it's hard to describe, but it was a bit of a dreadful bit of defending. Sarkic came out, tried to get it, didn't get it. Header, goal. So another probable error by Sarkic, where he came off and he didn't need to come off his line, but came off too late again. If he had to come out earlier, it might have been different. Third goal, obviously not much happened between these, and at this point it became a masterclass by West Brom. Third goal was the penalty, and for me, never in a million years was it a penalty. Roberts slid in to win the ball. He won the ball. It came off the West Brom player's foot then, and Sarkic picked it up. Suddenly, the penalty was given, and obviously was converted very well by Grant, I will say. But I can't see a penalty from it. From my angle, it certainly didn't look like one, and Roberts was a little hard done by there. The fourth goal was by Tulloch, I think his name is. I don't know much about him. I think he's a younger player for West Brom. I really don't know much about him at all. But Woods lost the ball on the wings to Zahor. Zahor won it, played it down, and was side-footed into the top corner by Tulloch. It was a nice finish. It was a good goal. And obviously after that came full-time, as that was like the 87th minute. So the main talking points of the game are the fact that we played 4-4-2, although Bowyer has many times stated, I only play 4-4-2s in friendlies. I don't play it when the season comes. I don't play it as my main formation. I won't be playing it as my main formation. I'm beginning to think that he probably is telling the truth. And with the wing-backs are clearly playing as wing-backs. They're not playing as full-backs because they're bombing on down the wings, both Colin and Pedersen, and leaving a lot of open spaces, which I think that 5 at the back for West Bromwich Albion worked perfectly in that way, because we were leaving spaces and they were using them very well. On to players. The 3 players, the main players that I'm going to talk about are Anik, Sanchez and Lekko. Anik showed a lot of power. He obviously came off the bench in the 70th minute, so he had 20 minutes on the pitch. He showed a lot of power. He showed a bit of pace. He showed a bit of want to get the ball. He was offside a couple of times, but he was trying to play on that last man. On that last defender, try and keep himself onside, and he looked quite good there. I think he could have a breakthrough season this season. Obviously, it's his first season in the Championship, so we can't be 100% sure, but I think he has got the talents to be able to push on from where he was before and probably get into double figures this season in goals. Sanchez showed a lot of talent in the game. We know Sanchez. We know he's good. We know he's got the ability. We know his want, his pace, his skill, his shooting abilities, his crossing abilities. We know how good he is. We don't need to say much about him, but he was running rings around Clark. And obviously, it didn't have the end product that was wanted, but that's what was missing in our team today. The end product, because many crosses came in from both Bella and Sanchez into the middle, and no one was there to put them in. We also had a couple put in by Colin and Pedersen as well, and they weren't done anything with. See, there was mistakes in there as well, and we just didn't look like we had a goal scorer. At no point did we look like we were going to score, but towards the end of the game, every time West Brom went forward, they looked like they were going to score. And Lekko is starting to get painful to watch, as he looks like he could be a good player at times. When he gets the ball straight to his feet, he looks talented. He looks like he's got the ability to do something with the ball. And a lot of West Brom fans said this when we signed him. If you play the ball straight to his feet, he will do something. He will run with it. He will move with the ball. He'll create opportunities. You play it in front of him and he's a bit lazy like that, then he'll just go, it's not to me. Not my ball. Not my problem. So yeah, he's getting a little bit painful to watch like that. He obviously scored a couple of games ago in friendlies, but his confidence clearly isn't high, and in today's performance was dreadful. A lot of fans are going off him. And there were fans defending him, but I'm thinking him and Sarkic probably don't have many fans at Blues at the current moment. And the simple last thing was the fact that it's only a friendly. Now, the fact that it's a friendly, we're probably going to play a different formation. We have a couple of players who are out. You've still got Etheridge out. You've got Graham, who we signed, who's out as well. Chong only had 15-20 minutes. So you also got Sanderson, who's not yet fully fit. So you have got players in there who didn't have the ability to play 90 minutes today, or didn't have the ability to at all play today. So you've also got Sun Yik. I mean, midfield could be completely different in 2 to 3 weeks. So we don't need to be panicked quite yet. It's only a friendly. It is something that needs to be looked at in the goalkeeping situation and possibly worked on. But first game back at St Andrews, it was lovely to be back. Really enjoyed the crowd atmosphere, loved the fans, and thank you to those fans that sung my name at the end. I was quite taken aback by that, and it was lovely to see people at the end. Anyway, keep right on to the Sheffield United away game next week. Big match, night kickoff on Sky. Keep right on.